Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Smart Money Mo, and in today's video we're going to be doing a much requested video from the Instagram, which was breaking down the change of character and how to use it. So yeah, stay tuned for that later on in this video. But for now, I'm going to be announcing another mentorship sale for hitting 5,000 followers on Instagram. So I really appreciate all the recent support on the Instagram. We managed to hit 5,000 followers. It's an amazing community that we're building there over on Instagram. So make sure you check out the Instagram. So yeah, to show my gratitude, I'm going to be dropping the price down again. So previously we've had the price at £100, which is the normal price, but I'm going to be bringing back the sale for you guys. We're going to drop it down, 20% discount, and yeah, it's going to be £80 for lifetime access for all of the benefits listed down below. So the full course, the weekly Zoom calls, the trade ideas, the community, the analysis, the one-to-one help, all of that, all for £80. Yeah, and this is a limited time sale, so make sure to get a part of the team while you can. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So guys, as I said in the intro, we're going to be going over change of character. So what I've constructed here is a simple diagram going over what taking a change of character would look like when we're entering from a higher time frame supply, because that is usually going to be the scenario when we're going to be looking for a change of character, right? We do look for it in different scenarios, but the most common scenario is this example right here. So what we have is higher time frame supply, right? So a higher time frame supply zone maybe on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, right? And what we're waiting for is a confirmation before we enter this trade on the lower time frame, which would be something that looks like this. So now I'm going to break down how exactly you spot a change of character and what exactly is a change of character. So first things first, to understand the scenario. So before price reaches this higher time frame supply, there's going to be a period of bullishness, right? And it's going to look somewhat like this. Of course, it's never going to look picture perfect like this, but it's going to look, somewhat like this, where price is going to be creating higher highs and higher lows, leading up, coming back into the zone. We're going to see a couple of break structures towards the upside. And then, when price taps into our zone, we expect to see some reaction. Keep in mind, we haven't entered yet. We're still waiting for our confirmation. Now, when price taps into our zone, here you should be monitoring what's going to happen to price, because you should be waiting for a specific break of structure to happen. And that break of structure is the last higher low that was created before price tapped into the zone. And in this example, the last higher low we had before price tapped into our zone was this low right here. So essentially the last low that we had before price tapped into our zone was this low right here, right? And it caused a break of structure, right? This low is the low that I'm looking for price to break as a confirmation, right? And this is called a change of character. Now, the reason why we call this a change of character, because it's a break of structure which indicates a change in the trend. Because previously we had been bullish, right? And we only used to see break structures towards the upside, right? We weren't breaking through any of these lows. But then price changes, it taps into and mitigates this higher time frame supply. So what we expect to see is some lower time frame reaction, and for us to break the previous lows that we had been creating in that small period of bullishness, leading back up into our zone, right? So that's why we call this a change of character, because it's a break of structure which indicates a change in trend. Now, after you have spotted the low that we need to break and price has broken through the low, that's when you mark up the zone back at the mitigation of the supply, so usually around here, and then it's a valid zone because we have that change of character, right? And then you wait for price to retrace. You can already set your limits there, and your entry would just simply be here at the supply, stop loss above the high, and then targets wherever you place your targets, right? At equal lows or at a demand zone which price could potentially mitigate. So in theory, that is what taking a change of character trend will look like. Now we're going to hop into an example on NZD/USD, and we're going to break it down what it looks like on the real life chart examples. So I'll see you guys right there. Alright guys, so here I am on NU, and what we're going to do is we're going to begin with the higher time frame, right? And so right now on NU, what we have was price was clearly bearish, right? So we had bearish market structure. We had seen multiple break structures towards the downside on the 30-minute, and price had just broken through that low. After moving away from this low for like 35 days, price came through and broke through that low, you know, indicating again that NZD USD is moving bearish. But yeah, and then more recently what we had was price forming this zone, and what I did was on the 30-minute I just marked up the zone. Again, I mark up my zones by marking up the last up move before the down move, which broke structure towards the downside, right? And what we have here was the previous low being broken and giving us a new lower low, right? So we have a break structure right here, again validating this supply zone, right? And let me just mark this up as my supply. So there we go, we have our supply there, 30-minute supply. Now we validated it by seeing the break structure. Again, we also have high volume, which is another indication that the zone is valid. So remember, when we're looking at our high time frame zones, making sure that they're valid is the first step that we do. And if you don't know how to find a valid order block, check out my video on how to find out trading the order block strategy. I'll leave it in the description. And yeah, that's how, you know, you can find your high time frame valid zones. But now what we're going to do is we're going to wait on the 15-minute time frame for price to come back into this supply. So right now we've established that this supply is valid. We've got the 30-minute zone. Now we're going to wait for price to come back in and show you guys how I gained a change of character on this one. So again, price has tapped in. I'm not waiting I'm not entering here, right? I'm not going to just enter from here, put my stop loss above here. You could have done that, but we're looking for a change of character entry here. So instead, you wait for price to tap in. Now, on the 15-minute, the last low that we had before price tapped into our zone was this one right here. Right, this was the last low that we had, which broke structures towards the upside before we tapped into this 30-minute supply, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to wait for price to break this low right here, right? Now, we haven't seen this change of character yet, but this is what I'm expecting to see to validate this particular trade. So I'm going to wait for price to break this low, right? And you can also, of course, mark up this low as well if you wanted to see that low being broken as well. Because, again, remember, even though I'm trading this way, you need to find a way that suits you. So for me, this first break of structure would have been fine. But, you know, there are some traders who may be looking for a change of character coming in here and then a break of structure, you know, acting as almost a double confirmation. So yeah, you can also mark up this to be your break of structure. But like I said, this change of character for me is sufficient, you know, to take trades. But there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to see on NU in terms of a confirmation. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play price now, and we're going to take it slow so I can break down exactly what's going on here. Okay, so first things first, what we had was price broke through that low, again, indicating that we've seen a change in trend because we're breaking through that previous low, we're breaking through this low as well here, and it's signaling to us that price is going to be moving bearish, right? Which is exactly what we want after we've tapped into a supply zone. So what we can do is simply mark up the last up move before the down move, which broke structure towards the downside, and you can see that the zone is valid because, again, we've got the change character and we've got the break of structure, and now we've got this area of imbalance, which tells me, again, price is going to come back, retrace up into the zone, right, as such, and then tap in, and then we can gain an entry from here. So I'll just set, take profits here, entry there, stop loss just above there, just keep it above that high, and targets, we can head on to the 4 hour, check out the 4 hour lows, just bring that right down to about there, and that is a 1 to 12, right? And yeah, so this is the lower time frame entry zone that I'm going to be entering from. Stop loss, like I said, above the high, and take profits at the 4 hour lows. And then of course you can just set your orders now, your pending orders, and you can you know, manage the trade from here. There you go, take profit. So what we had here was we had price tapping into, so we had the period of bullishness coming back into higher time frame supply. Then we had price tap in, show us some reaction. Through that reaction, we saw a change of character and then a break of structure, acting as a double confirmation. And then we waited for price to retrace back into lower time frame supply, which was valid because of the imbalance and the change of character, and then we just set our pending orders and waited for price to break through those 4-hour highs. And we only waited for price to break through the 4 hours highs because we had the valid higher time frame structure indicating to us that we would break through those 4-hour lows. Sorry, what is what I meant to say. But yeah, that is the breakdown for NU, and that is how you use a change of character in your trades. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out the mentorship down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.